if you were in a crowded hallway filled with people, and there was a man who bumped into you and he said, "Could you get out of my way?" Well, you might move aside and let him pass. However, if you bumped into a man and he said, "Get out of my way," then pulled out a gun, not only would you get out of his way, but everyone else in the hallway would move aside and they would let that man go. And this is true. And Al Capone said that you can get further with a kind word and a gun than you can get with just a kind word. There's a lot of things that you can get by force. For example, a person robbing a liquor store wouldn't get what he wanted if he just get in there and said, "Give me all your money." He has to have some kind of threat. No one's just going to hand anything over to him. So he says, "Give me your money," and he holds a gun, a knife, or any other kind of weapon. This is because you're not going to really do anything if you don't have this kind of force. Even other things like countries need some kind of threat to back up their words. For example, a country can't really be seen as a country if they don't have a type of military. So they have these kind of militaries. So they have militaries to back up their defenses so they don't get invaded by other countries. There's really no way you could get what you wanted if you don't have some kind of force or backup when you really want what you want. That's why Al Capone was right when he said that.
All right, Paul, I thought you had a very clear thesis statement. I like the attention device that you used to get us involved in the presentation. There's not really a preview of the contents that you're giving us. You've got a couple of the examples that you start with. They are a little repetitive of each other, and I like the idea, the thesis, you know, that force is necessary, but you don't seem to get much beyond that or think about the ways in which force is being used or how it's necessary. Just like I said, the two illustrations that you have, they kind of seem repetitive of the same idea. Excuse me. Your voice is solid at the beginning, and I thought you had pretty good variety at the beginning of the presentation. and even in the pacing, but once you got to that second point, you started becoming more and more hesitant and slowed down a bit, and I didn't think that there was quite as much variety then. The gestures, you're playing with the topic a little bit. Be careful about that. You look at the audience for the most part. You're pretty solid there. I thought that you had a good exit line, but you're not selling the exit line with your voice. If you could deliver it a little bit differently, it would be clearer that you were done speaking. As it was, I think if people were listening closely, they'd know that you were done because you'd come back to the topic. But the way you're presenting it, it doesn't come quite across quite the same way. All right, thank you.